Yo, live from the 856. This is channel 856. Back again. This your boy Danny X.
Back with Jared. Let's get it. Week, what is this? 13? This is week 12.
It's 12.
Week 12. Let's
Week
get
12
it.
here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back again with it. This is episode. You said episode 7?
8.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. Let's go.
Episode 8, 2 months in. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all support. Hit that notification bell so you know when we upload as well. But yeah, no, keep rolling with us. We appreciate y'all. And and let's get right to it. So as always, as we start our pod, make sure you know the League of Kings standings will be right here.
Facts.
Speaking of King, shout out my boy Q. His birthday yesterday, so happy belated.
Big shout out, Q.
Big shout out, So, yeah, man, we here. We live at an undisclosed location in the 856 as always. But yeah, so week 11, as you can see the standings here, I'm in trying times right now. Lost my playoff spot. Yeah, dropped 4 spots to 9th place. I was the top of a tiebreaker, as I was explaining last week, and now I'm at the bottom of a tiebreaker. So things aren't looking too great right now, but definitely try and bounce back and get to 500 against Guru Z-Bowl this week. But yeah, my co-host has got 2-game lead on first place now, sitting at 9-2. So shout out to you. Keep rolling. And the points champion, if the league ended today, would still be Scoop out in front, with CP and Jared right behind him. Well, not right behind him because he's only one over 1,300, but right there with him. Trying to get to that points chase. So we'll see how the last 3 weeks of the season go before playoffs. But yeah, any matchups that caught your eye this week in the league that you were looking at? I know, obviously, my matchup. Yeah.
You and Zaire and Evan and CP, I got my eye on. Those definitely good matchups. I figure just worth taking a look at.
Yeah.
I think what Scoop plays who? What, Quinn? No, who Scoop got this week?
Scoop has
Chris?
Steam.
Oh, never mind. Who Chris play?
But he's on bye central. No Bo, no Joe, no Brian, no Terry, no kicker defense, no Jaden Daniels.
It's probably still no problem. This is why. Yo.
Chris got Zaire.
Wait, I thought you had Zaire.
Oh, I'm looking at week 14. My fault.
Wait, what?
I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I scrolled all the way to the end of the season. So you, Scoop and Chris.
That sounds right.
Yeah, okay. Scoop and Chris.
That's gonna be funny. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
That's it. You got Keenis.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, my match is gonna be big too, for sure.
Oh yeah, I already changed his picture. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, he's hilarious with that. But yeah, so as far as week 11, I know my matchup came down to the wire. I thought I actually had a chance at winning. There could have been 3 or 4 picks from the Texans. I thought I could have. Yeah. I thought I really could have closed it out. Tank only had 7, but it was just a lot of my players. Q, if you want to put my matchup on from week 11 right here, so you can see. But a lot of my players didn't score touchdowns. I mean, Amon-Ra went berserk. We can talk about that in a second with week 11, standings, and I mean matches from the NFL, obviously, but. Yeah, I just didn't get touchdown scores, and he had a big punch from Cooper Kupp, and then getting flipping. I'm trying not to curse. Flipping, freaking, 24 points from Chris Boswell. It's just just give 8 and I win. It's just very Yeah. I mean, Keemus was saying it last week. It's that. That's the shit I can't control. You know what I mean? So it sucks, but we move and we groove. Zaire had a close win over King. Scoop and CP put up probably, that has to be the most combined total points, I feel like, in a game this season. 150, 135.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy. So Scoop still on a tear, climbing his way up the standings. Evan, who will be a guest on today's pod, by the way, Team Red, DJ Ev, will be on the pod today.
DJF.
You already know. So he, obviously Kimmy's had a lot to say last week, and we can put the score right here and see how that went down. That was get back if anything. So that was a pretty big performance. Stinker fest between Alex and Steen, both putting a less than 80. And Alex only winning by 5.
Yeah.
You can see that matchup right here. And then you won by 20 plus over Foom. So
Shout out to the refs. Shout out Laramie Tunsil actually for that illegal man downfield.
oh yeah.
They came
Inigo
out the
was gone,
gates
gone.
blazing.
Yeah, that would have been a stack
That
right out the
hurts.
gate, 100%. Yeah. As far as the league, obviously Lions dominated after the tough performance from Goff to come back and hang 52 on the Jaguars, as we expected for sure. Rams winning on the road in New England. Saints getting a big win against the Browns. You got Jets unfortunately losing a tight one against the Colts. Raiders are going to Raider. Lost big to the Dolphins. Steelers get a tight win. I think that was probably the craziest game of the week for me, over the Ravens, that tough divisional game.
Yeah.
Bengals Chargers was actually really good as well.
That was
That's
the
Sunday
best
night.
game.
Yeah, that was a fire game as well. So would that be your game of the week that you
Best
tuned
game
in?
for
Yeah.
sure.
And then Bills Chiefs. Josh Allen is gonna Josh Allen, so he was balling as well. I don't know if you guys. This is probably like the last couple of weeks where you can get your futures in where they got some value. So I don't know if anyone's looking at Josh Allen for MVP, but it could be a good shout. Could be a good shout. Yeah. So like you said, so that Chargers game was it for you? I know you watch a lot of Bengals football, so I know you were locked into that. So
Sure.
definitely with the T Higgins touchdown was smooth. And yeah, it's definitely another good week of football. Things are starting to, everything's starting to separate a little bit. Everybody's kind of, with the league getting into this point, you're kind of seeing the people that are contending for quarterbacks, and then there's teams that are, pushing towards the playoffs. So, looking pretty solid, and onward and upward to week 12. So, let's knock out these waivers real quick, and then we can call our next guest for episode 8.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it to you, Jared. Let's start with our quarterbacks for week 12.
A lot of teams on bye. It is a lot of replacements. So I think my favorite for quarterbacks this week's got to be Herbert. Like you said, that Sunday night game. You see him finally rushing. It looks like when he started the season, he had like a foot kind of issue.
Yep.
Something. He didn't look healthy, but this week last month, what is it? 1,022 passing yards,
Yeah.
7 TDs, and then he got quietly 148 rushing yards. So
Yeah.
he'd be a good play versus Baltimore. You could take a shot with Anthony Richardson. Again, a lot of bye weeks. He has a lot of upside. He just had 3 touchdowns versus the Jets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sure did.
shoot your shot. Stafford would be it's definitely a shaky play versus Philly. Their defense looks like, especially out wide, their corners can play.
Yeah.
So that's another one. You make your call there. But, I wouldn't shy away from because, again, 6 teams on bye. Jameis, what you're getting with him, especially versus Steelers. He's going to let it fly, but it's just probably not going to be inefficient. But, again, it's kind of like that Anthony Richardson mold. Got turnover potential, unfortunately, but he has big play potential just as much. And then if you happen to be in a league where Bo Nix, Russell Wilson, or Drake May on the waiver wire, I'd run to those. Those would be good options as well, but I don't think they'll be around.
Yeah. No, I agree. Actually, we were just talking before we started shooting. Somebody in our work league dropped. Shout out my boy Slabs. He dropped Bo Nix, so I'm gonna try and hopefully we'll see by tomorrow morning or no Friday to see if I grab him. Might have to start him for sure against the Raiders. Probably gonna go berserk anyway. So on to the running backs. Grab your handcuffs. Gus Edwards 2 games back from IR, played 15 snaps, 10 rushing attempts, 4 attempts in the red zone. So he's definitely got good uses, good opportunities for points, as you can see with 40% of his snaps being in the red zone. So he has an opportunity to score. Estime, his role is definitely growing. 3 targets, 0 in the first 6 games, 3 fewer carries than Javante. Sean Payton's always been a coach that, all three of his running, or two or three of his running backs, they all gonna get used.
It's a good screen game too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So they're definitely gonna have good work, good usage, and Bo Nix is balling like we just said. So Cam Akers has 26 touches in the last 2 weeks, reception touchdown last week as well. Great compliment to Aaron Jones. Good to see. There was a point where, I remember like a season or two ago, people had Cam Akers and were super pissed because he just wasn't, producing. I think it was me that drafted him high and like he had a season-ending injury, but yeah. So a couple of us have definitely dealt bad hands with Cam Akers, so it's good to see him playing good football. And then Amir Abdullah, Madison and White left week 11 injured. So I might, I got my running backs coming back, but just for depth purposes, if it's long term, I have to actually stash Amir Abdullah myself. Our running backs in our system get good uses regardless. We might not win games, but we stay pretty competitive. Gardner Minshew tends to stay in games weirdly enough, stay competitive as even though obviously can't turn it over to the dub, but yeah, no, he's we got a pretty solid offense, and we can make it work, especially in the run game, especially with a good complement with the short game, intermediate game. But I'll kick it back to you for the wideouts.
Bro, there's a lot. There's a
I was about to say
smorgasbord.
plethora.
I think plethora is definitely a good one. My favorite would definitely be for season long, Juwan Jennings. I think you see the kind of trust he has in that offense, and then obviously too, he's going to take over the Ayuk role, so there's target share there. Quentin Johnson, somebody I've seen play kind of sparingly, but he got 6 TDs in 8 games. He has big play potential.
Yep.
Herbert's been playing well, so they play Baltimore next week too, or this week. MVS has been hooping. One thing that Derek Carr does do well as a quarterback, he can throw a deep ball. I feel like he's taking over that Rashid Shaheed role. You know what I mean? Downfield, field stretcher. So, he's on bye week this week, but somebody going forward for season long if you need to play down the week or down the road.
Yeah.
Browns receivers, you could take your pick on preference. Tillman probably isn't out there. Jerry Jeudy just had a smash week last week, so maybe if he's around. Thielen, Juju coming off IR, you can take your pick there. Westbrook and Keeney, someone I've seen he has 5 TDs in 6 games.
Yeah,
someone who's just
sleeping.
You don't even know who this man is, and shoot.
You look at everybody just looks at Calvin Ridley and then turns away.
For sure, and he's definitely quietly has been putting together a nice little season under the radar. And then Mike Williams, hopefully Thursday night football, he can put up a dub because I do like him season long. He has a lot of talent.
Absolutely.
But tight ends, what you got for us?
Taysom Hill went berserky. Berserky. It was like 42 points, I believe, something like that.
40 burger.
Yeah,
40
berserky.
burger, family meal with fries.
Yeah. And drinks, everything.
Just family meal.
It was insane. On a bye this week, but definitely worth the stash if that's his upside headed into the postseason these last couple of weeks, or do or die. A lot of these buys, last 2 weeks have killed me, so I'm sure it's not, for everybody that's listening, and I'm sure it's not been easy for you guys as well. So he's on bye this week, but the week 11 boom, 7 rushes, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns, 10 targets, 8 receptions, 50 yards, and then 1 of 2 passes. He did have a pick, so that'll be a little -2, but with everything else, you can afford that. Oh, okay. I see you, Chris Middleton with the good Marnie on. Okay, anyway, but Jonnu Smith, last 6 games, 39 targets, 30 receptions, 370 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So he's been a good play. We spoke about him last week with heading into the Raider game and wound up having 2 scores, so no surprise there. Tua Tagovailoa has been learning not to, be as risky, and he's been a little more intermediate than getting the bomb out to Tyreek Hill and getting, those medium to deep passes out to Jalen Waddle as well. So, it's definitely a good trending upward offense in Miami. Will Disley, last 6 games, 38 targets, 28 receptions, 267 reception yards, and 1 touchdown. You touched on Justin Herbert. He's going as Justin Herbert is going, becoming his safety blanket with Johnston and Vlad, getting injured. He's definitely stepped up and had taken a little bit of those targets. So he's been good money. Zach Ertz, 15 targets, 10 receptions, 78 yards in a tub. So He's been balling. I left him on my bench. If I started him, I would have definitely won over Chris. So but if the queen had ball, she'd be the king. So that's just how it be.
Bro, literally last second touchdown,
Yeah,
bro.
so it's tough. It's tough, but
Tough.
it's tough. But so so he's been good. Another safety blanket type of deal for Kyler Murray. When he, obviously he's a scrambler, trying to make a playmaker. Improv in the backfield. So he can definitely find Zach Ertz for some of those dump offs and bailouts, like you said, late touchdowns. And then Hunter Henry and Cole Kmet, just two solid guys. Never really don't have value. Like there's always just guys like if you don't draft them, they're gonna get picked up at some point. They're gonna probably be a trade piece. They're never like not serviceable in fantasy.
It's like dollar store. People be acting like they
Yeah.
too good for the dollar store.
True.
I'll go right to the dollar store.
100%.
Hook me right up with
Please.
a Cole Kmet or Hunter Henry.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man.
But yeah, no. What you got with the kickers?
There's a few I like, but coming off by somebody like McLaughlin,
Yeah.
however you say his name. But for the Bucks, I like him versus the Giants this week. I think they get an extra week to prepare.
Tommy DeVito.
I think that says enough. Jason Sanders quietly 11, 9, 15, and 11 since Tua's been back. Jesse Bates is someone out there attached to a Lions offense that looks like it's probably the best offense or team in football. So
Yeah.
got a few people out there. Schrader, Kansas City's playing the Panthers, so just by default. And then Jake Moody, if he's out there, somebody I like, but that offense is kind of up and down. So, but if he's out there, I kind of give him a good play. And the dude Romo, Vikings kicker, they're playing the Bears. I feel like even if Darnold struggles, there might be inefficiency that leads to extra field goals. But you want to check the weather because Chicago and the Cleveland game apparently is going to be a little
Windy City.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. And then DSTs. You got, like you just mentioned with the Chiefs. You got them facing. Let's see who we got. Let me just pull up the week 12. The Chiefs are playing the Panthers. So, obviously, we always encourage any opponents of Carolina. Always fire them boys up. Miami is going against the Patriots. So, just a smart play at home after a big win on the road against the Raiders. Drake May coming in. Could be a tough travel division game. Big matchup. Dolphins are trying to get closer to 500, and Patriots are trying to, not bottom out completely. So we get their rookie some good, valuable experience. Moving on to Arizona, they are on the road against Seattle. Larry, let me hear what made you put them third? Let me elaborate on those as far as just waivers. What made you think on the road, hostile environment up there in 12s, could be weather facing. What made you pick the Cardinals for that one? Buda Baker's balling over 100 tackles from the safety spot. He's
quietly,
a beast.
They've been playing well lately, their defense. I think there's room for turnover potential. Definitely sacks. Playing in Seattle, their offensive line is not good, for me at least. The only thing I kind of worry about is just like you said, if that game were to get in a shootout, then definitely your defenses might struggle. But I think there's definitely room for turnovers, and 2 sacks might bail you out. Gino, they're coming off, 17 points scored versus the 49ers?
Yep.
Jonathan Gannon, I think, hopefully this is a familiar team. They're in, like you said, division game. So,
yeah, 100%.
On the road is definitely tougher, though. But 6 teams are on a bye. You might be down, your starting defense. So
absolutely,
you gotta adapt. I do think Kansas City, their defense, I wouldn't want to start, but they're kind of one where recently they had a lot of cupcake matchups and they haven't came through. So that's one I'd be mindful of.
Yeah, no, for sure. Moving on to the Commanders, obviously they have the Cowboys, so fire up any Cooper Rush. I just had the Texans; they had 19 points, so that's definitely a solid play. Texans at home against the Titans. It's Will Levis. No, don't really gotta say too much.
Of course.
Yeah. And then the Buccaneers. Buccaneers firing up against Tommy DeVito. We just mentioned that for other position players, so makes sense. Just him having. he's not really on that run, on that roll that he was able to get. He got a lot of different momentum. Obviously, Drew Lock's behind him pissed, and Daniel Jones obviously pissed. So, could be a little hostile with Tampa coming in, you know. So, and we're back. Sorry, I had a little intermission to get ready for our special guest. You know, my dog, Team Red, Ev.
Cinco Ward.
Yeah, yes, sir.
DJ Ev.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, for me, he's actually my first friend in our hometown where we're from, Mount Laurel. So he was my first friend in 7th grade. We had gym class together, and then our gym teacher was like, I didn't know where cafeteria was, so my gym teacher told me to follow Evan to the cafeteria. So then that's how I met Q. That's how I met everybody that's in, like, most of the people in the league today, and you know, everybody that I know to this day. So yeah, no, it's my dog. So 2021 champion. Just beat me. What was that? 2 weeks ago, unfortunately. But you know, I digress. I'm bouncing back. We're gonna keep fighting, keep swimming. But yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna call my dog, and we gonna get this interview popping. Yo, I just thought about all three of us working at the Funplex.
Oh God, I was just there on Saturday. I was just there
For real?
Saturday with Noah. Yeah,
That's crazy,
Just
bro.
there
You just
on
you just
Saturday.
like
Just
just
there.
have like PTSD and just like shifts, like just
Yo,
shifts,
just
shifts.
someone is
shifts.
clocking in for a 3-2-11. Yo, sorry,
Operating car-
345,
yeah, 345, yeah.
345.
Gassing up all those. Yo,
Doing anything. Just
That's
doing
crazy, bro. That's really crazy.
Hello?
Yo.
You rang?
It was good, my dog. Well, you live on channel 856 with Danny X and Jarrett
What
and
up,
King
dog?
Quinn here. You know, we live in effect. What's good with you?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Quentin? Happy birthday again.
Yes, sir.
So you're doing the damn thing.
Yes, sir. Did you get a dub? Y'all win?
Yeah, we won by 2.
You scored?
I had a 2-point conversion.
Ah.
Oh, turn on. What you got in the background, bro? We live. Come on, brother.
I'm just pouring my water. Okay.
You good? You good? You know,
We straight.
we live. You know. But yeah, no, I introduced you already. You know, I was talking about how Mr. Young told me to follow you to the cafeteria and shit, and that's how we started being friends, and we've been locked in ever since. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know why, but I thought of me with Jared just working at the Funplex, so we were just talking about that a little bit.
Terrible.
That's right. Yeah, 7th grade lunch.
Yep.
Why is there living?
3:45 to 11s, gas and go karts. But nah, man. You know, a lot of things have been said about you on this pod, and you know, you've been patiently waiting and you know, get to address everybody. Now it's your turn, your spotlight.
I was
Like,
last week, but I guess I wasn't allowed to talk last week. So, but, well,
yeah.
I'll wait my turn.
Yeah, I guess he wanted a episode to himself, so you get one to yourself. So you know, 2021 champion, definitely on the surge right now in the standings, trying to get right, and you know,
2023 runner up.
2020. Yep, yeah. I'll talk your
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. All right, my bad. So
Spice
I
it
got a
up.
silver medal.
You do.
Decorated.
you do for sure. You know, definitely been competing in this league last 5 years. You know, but
I'm telling you right now. I was telling Jared this. If I would have won last year, y'all wouldn't have heard the enemy.
oh my
Of
god,
course.
Like,
As
y'all
you
wouldn't have
should.
heard the enemy if I would have won last year.
a two-timer.
Championships in 3 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The name would have been my league. It would have been my league. Like, change the name to my league.
A dynasty.
Hey, yo.
But it's all good.
So I guess let's start with you know, obviously Keemus was talking a lot of shit and you know, came into Came into the week very confident. Had a lot to say about your performances and where you stand in this league. So looked like a BTA wound up happening. So yeah, good. You want to start with that? Big win. Held him to he was held to under 100 points, and you put up a 130 burger. So you want to start there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm not even that surprised. Like I understand. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I understand. Like Kim is gonna say whatever, and I get it. But like I'm not even surprised. Like that's why I'm not like, bro. Like I look at his roster, look at my roster, and I just call it how I see it. Like, bro, I had the strengths in every position. I mean, maybe besides quarterback, but I knew Lamar playing Pittsburgh. I knew it was gonna be tough. Like I knew it wasn't gonna be Lamar 40-point game.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of knew, all right, that's going to be the one game where he might not get 20. He might get 20, 25. And,
you have to earn that shit.
Yeah, top to bottom, I just kind of knew, I just had too much firepower. I mean, I got my guys getting healthy now, and I feel like my team's hitting the stride. And, I just come to just being patient. I think that's one of the things I've learned over the years. I think a couple of years ago, if I started bad, started slow, I'm, making, crazy trades and just doing whatever and trying to catch up as quickly as possible. When it's a long season,
Yeah.
And you kind of just got to believe in the people you drafted and kind of let things come together and understand that, sometimes it may just be tough matchups. Like I still have the most points scored against me.
You do.
And, that's how it was in the beginning. A lot of teams I'm playing, they're scoring 120, 130. And I'm like, all right, well, eventually the tide's going to turn and you got to just stay the course and see what happens.
I feel like DK he really goes with DK. Like when DK's balling, that's when your team is overly above exceptional. Your shit that's when your team is super elite. You know what I'm saying? I feel like DK really puts you over top.
Exactly. He was supposed to be my flex. I drafted him to be my flex. And I think that's part of my draft strategy is, and I'm not trying to, look, I get it. You guys can take strategy if you want, but, I like going 3 big receivers, as a flex because I like having that advantage as a flex where I have a wide receiver one, a top 15, maybe top 12 receiver as a flex.
Especially PPR.
That's kind of what I had with Keenan Allen last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that kind of separates where my flex is a lot of teams' best receiver. So
no bullshit.
That was
your strategy.
That was where I wanted to add. One of the questions I wanted to kind of jump in with you on is how did you figure from your draft strategy until now? How do you think you fared? What do you think you could have worked on? Maybe any hits and misses? Anything that
this season?
Oh, for sure.
My draft results or strategies.
Yeah,
my results.
Come away from the draft and today, what did you aim for? What are you happy you accomplished?
Honestly, the only I would say I had a few not even mid-round picks I wish I could have gotten back. I'd take Caleb Williams, Blake Corum. I feel like those 2 picks taken my 8th and 9th round. I feel like I was kind of getting a little too happy or too eager. Definitely Blake Corum.
Potential picks.
I feel like I kind of got caught up in the draft board where you kind of have people in front of you. It's all right, 9th round. I see Blake Corum right in front of me. I'm like, oh yeah, let me just grab him. But it's he hasn't. He's not even worth a roster spot nowadays unless you want to hope for a handcuff. But
yeah.
And then Caleb Williams. I had high hopes for him this year. I thought he was going to be something. He's really just nothing. I can't with him anymore. That's why I cut him, and we move forward. But strategy-wise, I definitely wanted to go receiver heavy early. Definitely QB late. I feel like that's been my biggest strategy the past couple of years. I think also knowing my league mates, knowing how other people draft, I think a lot of our league mates go QB early. So, I just think it was significant for me to, wait for a quarterback and kind of, let the draft board fall to me and just fill up on depth and roster pieces. And I think that has given me an advantage as we go through the season because, I still have, most of the core I drafted. And I think just having that and allowing me to rotate pieces, like I said, I lost Puka first week, but I was able to play Tony Pollard, and then when I traded Pollard, I picked up Chuba, and I still had DK, still had Jefferson, and it still allowed me to maintain because of that depth. So
Yeah, Chuba was balling for you. Oh my god.
yeah, I'm telling you, Chris. When Chris, I remember this. Chris dropped him right when they say Andy Dalton was starting, and I was like, and I remember I looked at his last like 6-7 games last year. He was pretty good. If you look back, go back his last like 6-7 games last year, he was decent.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I know their offense is going to be better with Andy Dalton. And then, I was like, well, let me just pick him up, just to see what he does. And, yeah, he saved my season because he's
he got that money and was toting that, man.
And
I'm
not going to lie, I was dangling him around to a lot of people, but no one took the dig. And I'm not going to lie.
I was one of them.
Nobody wanted him. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess the same reason why I was trying to trade him. Everyone thought it was trade big. I know Jonathan Brooks was coming, but I always tell Jared sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make. Because I definitely sent Dan Chuba and Goff for a Singletary, and
in hindsight, oh man.
Now that's I would have been probably like Steen or Alex right now if I would have did that. Especially starting slow. Yeah, I would have been.
Yeah, that'd have been a sinker for sure. You got any other questions for him?
So what do you think is, like, right now where you are in the standing, what do you think gets you in the playoffs? What are you looking to do for the last 3 weeks? I know we just had waivers run in our league, so talk about a little bit of your strategy going into the home stretch.
I'm trying to just win. I mean, I feel like how the standings are now. I know there's 3 teams that are 6-5, 3 teams that are 5-6. So I do think there's going to be at least one team that can get in at 7-7, just probably based on tiebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to win. I feel like I won 2 in a row. I should be 3 in a row, but Quinn put up 140 on me. that kind of pissed me off. But it is what it is. But no, I'm trying to win. I think this week is going to be interesting playing CP. I'm missing my 2 starting running backs, but I just have 2 solid ones to replace. Which also helps with depth. Having Eckler and Chuba, I think, is a good replacement for Brees and Kamara. Honestly, I feel like it could be much worse. Just got to find a way to win, and then just find a way to win out. Honestly, I really think I can win out. It's just a matter of it happening, and if I do take an L, I got to win. I got to win 2 out of the 3. Put it like that.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 will give me a chance. Maybe some tiebreakers. I beat you, Dan. I have a tiebreaker over Dan. I have a tiebreaker over Keemus.
Yep.
I have a tiebreaker over Chris. So between y'all 3, I definitely beat. But I know I lost to Scoop, lost to Zaire. So I lost to those 2. So right now, I feel like I might be okay with the 7-7 tiebreaker, but I'd rather just control what I can control and just go win out, go 8-6, and get a nice little 4
that 4-5, yeah.
Yeah, nice little 4 seed.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't mind not a first round bye. Honestly, I don't mind. I know the first round bye is nice, but hey, like my players got to play regardless. So
we're running the table.
Yeah.
100%. Any early keeper ideas?
Damn, I mean,
because I was gonna ask about Breece Hall too, because I have him in another league and I traded him, but I had bad wide receiver issues, so I needed to trade him. But
I can't keep him because I kept him last year. So
right. But I'm saying I was gonna say how do you feel with his production? He's been very frustrating this year.
It's up and down. That's just the product of the Jets, honestly. Unfortunately,
literally.
I think, I think for him, he has a high floor. I mean, I think he had 1 or 2 games where he had 5 and 2 points early in the year, but I think that's long gone.
Yeah.
He has a high floor. I think he shouldn't get no less than 9 or 10. But I think his breakout games are just based on pure talent alone, rather than coaching schemes. I don't think the Jets help him out in any way.
No.
I think it's just he'll just make a play and all right, talent will override. But there's also times where there's just no rhythm, there's no flow. You can tell there's frustration, and I don't know. I just feel like
it's a bad environment.
Yeah, it's tough, but he finished the year all strong last year, so hopefully he can do it again. Much needed bye. Come back off the bye. I think Jets have a pretty decent schedule. I don't think anything too crazy next couple of weeks. So
no, we got Seahawks, our Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm not.
Twice.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Um, anybody, it's that time of the interview where you get to just, firing squad. So, anybody you want to call out? Anybody you got something to say to? I know you kept it light on Keemus. He went for like almost like 25. So.
What's there's not really to say to Keemus. Like, I beat him in the playoffs multiple times. I sent him home multiple times. What do you want me to say? Like, there's no reason to, like.
You said you sent him home multiple times.
I did.
End of his season.
2021 when I won the championship, and I sent him home last year. Last year was the craziest one, like, because that one, I remember he was the 1 seed. He had like 2 losses all year. And I remember I didn't have Jamar Chase or Keenan Allen. I remember he was so confident. Yes. Look it up. Yes, Keenan Allen. He didn't play the last month last year.
Yeah, he was out.
Also pissed me off. But then Chase was out a couple weeks. He missed like 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember I played Keenan without Chase or Keenan Allen. I still won.
Brees Hall went crazy.
Brees Hall had 37. Yeah, I'm telling you, ever since Keemus tried to tell us that Brees Hall was a 3rd-down running back,
ooh, big, yo,
2 touchdowns on him. Just like last
that Dalvin Cook debate was bad.
Just people just know it all, but
Hey yo.
Other than that, I'm past that. I mean, no real static. So I think I'm kind of past the whole banter. Look, I still talk my shit, but some stuff is I have nothing to prove. I won a championship. I was a runner-up last year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's look, people know what I get into. Seriously, I'm not even trying to.
I want my rematch. I need my rematch.
Yeah, I know. I do want to play Jerry.
I need that rematch this year. Quinn, we got to timestamp that.
I don't think I've beaten you since that game, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you've beaten me every matchup since then. So I think, definitely got to get you back on that one. But I don't know. I mean, other than that, I don't know. I mean, who else is really?
Alex, Chris. My both suck LT.
Come on. He said Alex and Chris.
Yeah, I mean, look, Alex's team speaks for himself. You look at his team, he's in enough trouble.
He said he's in enough trouble.
Insult to injury, Chris is.
Chris will throw the bread up though. Chris will really throw the bread up quick too.
He makes some questionable decisions.
Wow, of course.
I think, he
lives on the edge.
Yeah, Chris is alright though. He ain't gotten too crazy.
What about Zaire? Y'all be getting into it.
Yeah, Zaire, he beat me 3 times last year in the championship. So yeah, he did sweep me last year.
He was your double matchup last year.
Yeah, I know, and he beat me in the championship too. He kind of got me bad. So
yeah,
Zaire got me right now, but I'm gonna see him again.
This playoffs are gonna be fun. I'm trying to be the 6. I want to be the 6. I don't.
When I played him, his team was not when I played him, his team was full throttle. But now, if I see his team now, bro, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these teams who I played early, if we played him now, bro, I don't care. I would love to play Zaire now. I would love to play him now, I would welcome all that.
Nah, for sure.
I'm trying to think. Who else? Ain't nobody I'm just trying to get back into the mix. I'll start talking.
Man, I feel you on that.
I'll start talking when I'm starting to throw little subtle shots in there. I do a little Saturday night little warning sign to people.
Yep.
And I backed it up, I said, look, let y'all know my team is kind of nice top to bottom. I really don't got any loose ends on my team, so don't let me get in. And I followed up with a 130-point win, so.
Yeah. Almost 40.
I'm still 5-6. So, but like I said, I'm happy to be 7th, man. This whole season, I've been at 11, 10. Every morning, just looking at 11, 10, and just,
that Tuesday morning wake up, bro. To see your numbers, bro. The app be so slow for them. 14 seconds in the bed be slow as hell, bro.
1-4. I was 1-4, 11th place, 1-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, struggling. But like I said, I think I'm at a point now where Um, you know, if I beat CP this week, I'm here. That's all I'm gonna say.
500 coming out the mud too.
If I beat CP, I'm here.
That
That's
is out
what
the
I'm saying.
mud.
Like,
That would be out the mud.
Yeah, for sure.
it's patience, man. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned over the past couple of years. It's patience. It's a long season. Like 1-4, I could have panicked. I could have, I'm trading Brees, Kamara, and I need this and Jefferson. It's like, that's like you guys just let it all play out. Believe in the people you draft. I made one trade for Purdy, and I gave up Pollard, but I got Eckler in return. I like Eckler. Eckler's been smooth. I think Eckler's probably playing better than Pollard right now.
I just traded Eckler in another league. He had a great week last week.
He's moving.
Yeah, he's smooth. They played Dallas this week, and I think he can gonna get some work. That's all I'm saying. He's the only person they throw the ball to. He's like their leading receiver.
Yeah. Certain
games. So.
For real.
But it's gonna be interesting though. I feel like I said, with these 3-6-5, 3-5-6 teams, it's gonna be a bloodbath these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and a lot of them play each other too, so it can get ugly.
I'm here for that. So you gotta just load up, make sure your bench is ready to go. I just picked up Taysom Hill. Just for free. Well, he's on a buy, but if anything happens to McBride, you never know.
Shit. Yeah, definitely could be a play.
It's almost time to start. Well, not yet. I'll give it a couple more weeks, but it's almost time to start grabbing handcuffs too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Towards playoffs, yeah, you don't want to get caught slipping.
Never.
I remember I lost Eckler when I played Jared. I beat Jared without Eckler. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm resilient. Like that's what I'm saying. Like don't let me get into the playoffs, man. Like I'm like the Giants, man. It's like I'm average. I'm average during the regular season, but if I get in, oh yeah, I'm making a run.
I hear you on that. Yeah. I do hear you on that. I do hear you.
Like, yeah, I'm the Giants. Like, yeah, I'm like the 07 to 0 to
the Eli Giants. The Eli Giants.
Like, we were average regular season, but if we get in, oh yeah, that's when the magic happens.
That's what you plan on happening this year? Become a 2-timer?
I just get in.
Gotta get in.
Just gotta get in. If I get in, I think my team can match up with anybody's team. From running backs to receiver, I think I have.
And you know what, too? Jett is not scoring touchdowns, bro. I got him in another league. He's not scoring touchdowns yet.
The thing with him is that, like, he's consistent, but he doesn't, like, with Sam Darnold, like, he doesn't have, like, that 30, 35-point upside, which is kind of annoying. They
that
play
zip
so
to him.
defensive.
He's not zipping it to him, like,
they play so defensive, like, which, it's good. I mean, I had Vikings defense, and they've been number one defense all season, but they don't have, like, that game where he's, like, they play ahead. They play from the lead a lot, so he'll get his. And
he's conservative.
He'll get, like, his 6 for 81 in the score, but then it's like, I need, like, how the Bengals be, where they be down 21-7 in the first half.
And
it's like, all right, like, we're just throwing the ball. Like, they just know we're throwing the ball. Like,
full throttle, bombs ahead, bombs over Baghdad.
You just know it. Like, so that's the difference between Jettas and, like, a player like Chase is just.
Nah, I want to own Chase. I've never owned Chase. That shit is ridiculous.
I should have just took him as my keeper. Honestly, first I should have just took him as my keeper.
Oh my gosh.
I should have just took him as my keeper first round. I should have just took him as my keeper instead of Brees Hall. I love Brees Hall, but yeah, I should have just took Chase as my keeper and just kept it pushing. Just kept it pushing, I just kept it pushing.
You'd be where Scoop at.
But it's all good. Like I said.
That's a lot of season left, yo. It's like you said.
I'm happy Puka's back. Like, that's huge. That's honestly, because I think that was the one thing I was looking for with my team. I was like, I feel like I just need one more, like, spark or one more push.
Yeah. To
kind of, like, get me over the top. But then I realized, oh shit, I got Puka Nacua. I forgot.
Puka Doncic.
So we're gonna see though, man. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting 3 weeks. I'm just happy I made it back to the fight. I was, like, starting to get annoyed. I'm like, bro, this is about to be a waste of season, but I'm happy I got something to play for. Put it like that.
Nah, I feel that. See, I'm on the opposite end of what you trending upward. I'm trending downward, bro.
I'm about to say, man, I was talking to Chris today. I'm like, the only thing, we're all 5-6, but I beat you and Chris beat you, so.
I know, bro.
That tiebreaker is gonna come
I'm
back.
just unfortunate. I need y'all. Y'all gotta. Other people gotta beat y'all for real.
You gotta start cheering. It'd be like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys put them pom poms on. Start cheering for. I forget who Chris played, but Hey, I don't blame you. I know niggas be calling niggas out for cheerleading, but yeah, if it
Hey.
comes to playoffs, anything goes.
If it works in my favor, then listen,
Like,
go team, go. For
no, that's
sure.
real though. This is gonna be interesting though. This shit gonna be spicy. I wish I was like Garrett, just sitting down, just chilling.
Oh my gosh.
I ain't chilling. No, I ain't chilling.
What?
I'm not taking my foot
get-
off no gas
Don't
pedal.
get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable.
Look, I go up
Don't get
any
too
week.
comfortable.
I don't care about no bye week.
I want to play Jerry. Yo. Let me run Jerry. Let me run
Yes.
Jerry.
Come see about me. Yes. Like pull up. Yes. Yes. You have to make it to me. That's the crazy part.
You're
though.
right.
Like you
You're
have to
exactly
come
right.
walk me down. Nigga, I'm the
Exactly
big
right.
dog. Like no,
It could
I'm
be- it
doing
could
the
be a month
hunting.
from now.
No, I'm doing the hunting this year, and
It
y'all
might
are
be a
being
month from now.
hunted. No.
It might be a month from now.
It might be never, too. It might
It
really
might be
be
never.
never. But I will say, I look forward to it because there's somebody I really do have to compete against. Like, I think one of the people that I honestly learn from, like, moves, like, just certain things I noticed you do this year is, like, you might pick up somebody on, like, a bye week. That's just, like a
yeah.
speculative hold. Like, that's something I know. It's like, oh, okay, like, you'll hold somebody throughout the week, like, on a Monday night, just in case somebody gets injured or, like, just little tidbits or, like, I'm like, okay. So I see what you got going on. You
I
definitely on my
do that.
radar. Definitely on my
I'll
radar.
pick people up like on Saturdays for free, just kind of see like just to hold them and kind of see how they do. Or like say for example, it's like a Monday night game and I got an open roster spot. I'll just grab somebody. All right, let me just kind of see what happens. But I'm really big on. I was big on the waivers. Like I know people like the waiver priority, but I'm at the point where like, if you need somebody, just put the waiver
Get
claim
your
in.
guy.
Don't get too cute with it, because sometimes I've been caught in the past where I'll think, oh, I could wake up in the morning and grab him, and I don't want to use my third waiver spot, and it's like, nah, just get the guy. Do you want him?
Bro, that's why I still haven't let go of my one spot. It's gonna happen where I have to pull the trigger on something and I'm gonna need it bad.
You're gonna have to sooner than later because you only got a couple of weeks left.
Yeah.
I already know.
I did that last year.
I'm gonna need something, but the player pool's so bad.
Yeah, it's bad right now. That's why I just picked up Taysom Hill because I had an extra spot. I had Dawson Knox, but I don't need him. But I just picked up the guy who just put up 35 points, and he's like, well, I mean,
Take him off the board. Just play
I'll take him
defense.
on my team. Like, I'll take him on my team. Like, what happens if something happens to McBride this week? Yeah, Taysom Hill, you're up. Like,
It's
Taysom
the
Hill, you're up.
hybrid flex. Like,
Yeah, you're
Swiss
up.
Army
You're
knife.
up. You're
yeah.
up. Anybody that can score 3 touchdowns in a game, especially how the Saints are with Olave out, and they only got really 2 players they play with, Kamara and Taysom Hill. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't be rostered. I mean, I look at other people's rosters, and there's way worse on people's rosters right now than Taysom Hill. So I ain't gonna say no names, though. I ain't gotta do all that.
But
you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you
That's
know.
why I always be trying to call people out because people see it, bro. You open the app and like.
Just look at clown stuff.
If it pertains to you, like just know, like, that's between you and yourself. I'm not about to call nobody's name now, but there is definitely players on people's active rosters who are much worse than Taysom Hill.
Yo.
So if I want to go look at your roster and double check, make sure I'm not talking about you.
I was about to say, I'm opening my app right now. Hold on. I do have Devin Singletary on my bench. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, back to the. But yeah, no, it's like it's a half size off. It's half size off. Oh man. Jerry, do you got anything else for Red, man?
Nah, man. Best of luck. You know what it is, bro. You always a vibe out there. Tampa, we do it big. So, I'm just thinking about why I'm not there this weekend because it's dumb cold out here.
That's a fact. It's
What's this weekend?
Oh, man, look. I just need
warmth.
to be over there. Tampa's always the vibe.
Yeah, I'm about to make sure y'all I'll be out there December 27th to the 30th for my dad's 60th. He's doing a bunch of events like Willenboro and stuff like that. I'll send y'all all the details, but I'm gonna be out there.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be off like most of the month, so we can definitely lock in.
He's doing like just different kind of events. I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like music, food, and all that stuff. So he'll definitely pull up, show some love.
Yeah,
Kick
absolutely.
it for a little bit.
Most definitely.
Bet.
All right, my dog.
All right, well, y'all be safe.
Yeah,
Broski, you know
appreciate you
the
having
deal.
on the pod. Oh no, any shout outs? Shout out what you got going on.
Shout
You
out
know what I mean?
Yay,
We
my
gonna
dog Yay.
we gonna put shout out Yay. We gonna put your socials
E
right
Ward too. E
here.
Ward. E
Yeah,
Wade. My dogs.
I'm gonna shout out these tacos I'm about to eat.
I heard that. What kind? Scrimp?
Shit. Ground turkey.
Oh, okay. I had ground turkey tacos on Sunday. All right, bet though. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on. We good luck this week, and yeah, I'll talk to you probably tomorrow at some point. You already know what it is.
Yeah, no, we'll chop it up, bro. Like I said, I'll see y'all next month for the
Yeah,
holidays.
absolutely.
That was E Ward, Cinco Ward, my guy. Big shout out to you stopping through,
Yes,
coming
sir.
through.
Absolutely.
Good time. I do hope we play in them playoffs. I need that rematch.
Yeah, nah, most def. I was love.
We back at it, man, like a meth addict.
Yeah, you already know.
Week 12 rankings.
Yeah, we back. I'll kick it off this time with the quarterbacks. So green lights, big go, big boom. Start these players. Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts.
Boom.
My personal choice out of those, give me Kyler Murray on the road against the Seahawks.
Okay, living dangerous. Of that mix, I like your choices. I like anybody you not so high on this week.
I see the pump the brakes here. Drake May.
Okay.
It's a tough travel, I think. Tough travel down to Miami.
Miami.
I think that'll be a tough travel.
I like that.
All right, running backs, what you got?
Whew, okay. I'm gonna go a little spicy, but I do love Tyrone Tracy this week versus the Bucks. I love it. I don't care about Tommy DeVito or anything. I think that actually might help him with check down, so he's probably a spicy play. You seen what Sonic and Knuckles just did, so I think there's room for both of them to score.
They're so nasty, bro.
Every week. Every week is crazy. But I think don't hate me. But I'm going to go all the running backs in the Cowboys-Commanders game. I think they'll get enough work to where you'll end the game like, oh, okay. It might be for Dowdle. You might have to hold your nose kind of.
Yeah.
But Eckler, B-Rob, yeah, it's all. It's there. It's all there.
Shout out Bankroll.
I ain't gonna hold you though. The running backs I'm not feeling though. Pumping my brakes on Chuba. They played Kansas City. They just scored. James Cook just scored twice though, so that does look good. J.K. Dobbins is playing his former team, so it's a revenge game. And the Ravens are tough for us to run hard against the pass. So I'm a little worried, but I'm not playing Nick Chubb. I'm out on him. Sorry, I rock with you, but you had your shot and you blew it.
Yeah. Probably going to get traded. I could see him getting traded in the offseason. All right, yeah, so I see my boy, number one. I completely agree for green lights for the wideouts. We got Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Yes, sir. They know, Amon-Ra. They know their vibes. I should have won that year, but I digress. So we like Terry McLaurin. I think fire up, despite my pick with Kyler Murray, I do think that'll be a decently high-scoring game. So fire up JSN, fire up DK. And then my sleeper pick, I think that who the Packers play?
49ers.
I think Jaden Reed kind of gets off. He hasn't had like one of those standoffish weeks in a minute, so I think Jaden Reed does get off. I'll make that my favorite. And then be cautious on Nico, be cautious on Jettas, be cautious on Debo. Just big time matchups, tougher corners. Malik Neighbors, Tommy DeVito. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. George Pickens. Yeah, kind of so.
The snow games, about to be like snow and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And Tyreek, I don't know. He might put Christian Gonzalez to the test, so that'll be interesting to see as well. So, onto the tight ends.
I like that, and I agree. I gotta go for tight ends this week. It's tough to choose, but there's a few If I'm going to go, it's always going to be the heavyweights. Brock Bowers is somebody that I obviously like a lot. Cade Otton's been hooping, coming off bye week. Mike Evans is coming back, so it might be putting a little dent in there, but I think it actually could help him actually too. But Will Dissly, he's probably one of my favorite plays of this week versus Baltimore. He just scored versus the Bengals. They were going to him a lot, so
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he's a good play this week and probably one of my favorites under the radar. Couple that I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of Fryermuth this week. Young boy Sanders, fan. I'm not going. Schultz, none of that. I'm good. But the top 12 to 14, Laporta. I know he's looking like he'll play. Trending Hunter Henry, like we were saying earlier. I'd stick to the usual suspects there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think yeah, it's that time where it's like, and it's a tough bye week too, so gotta be just cautious. Kicker, green lights. Dan Boswell, obviously, after having 24 is a
That's
go, a
no
boom.
though.
Yeah, be careful. But Boswell, we spoke about Sanders in the waivers. McLaughlin, I think, is another good play that we spoke about. Schrader, Kansas City, high-powered offense, a lot of opportunities to kick the field goals or extra points. And then, Romo, Lutz, Fairbairn, always a good play. And then I would just pump the brakes on like guys like Daniel Carlson in Las Vegas. Broncos have a stout defense. He might not get a lot of opportunities to kick. And then Graham Gano, Cairo Santos. They're just in tough offenses. Don't really get things moving. So be very cautious. Obviously Graham Gano with the Giants and Tommy DeVito. So, or is he with the Panthers?
No, Raymond knows what the Giants.
Yeah,
do.
Giants. Yeah. So with Tommy DeVito, then Cairo up in Chicago, that's tough sledding. Tough sledding.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about the DSTs?
Well, I'm in love with Minnesota this week for sure. Just like Yachty said, so I'm definitely feeling the trip to Minnesota this week.
Yep.
I'm gonna be real. There's a few, like I said, boom or bust to me is the Chiefs. Like they be playing good football for fantasy, they're not that good. And something tells me backdoor the Carolina Panthers are gonna pretty much walk down and kind of just ruin their day fantasy wise.
Yeah.
But I like. I'll be honest. I'm even gonna go deeper. Like I'll go Philly. They're playing strong right now versus Stafford. That might be against the grain with their wideouts over there, but
For sure.
there's sack potential. Chargers against the Ravens again. I saw what the Bengals did. I know there's possibility for that, but the Chargers play great style of defense this year.
Absolutely.
A lot of zone coverage. They're gonna make Lamar Jackson beat them, and we'll see. Pittsburgh this week, definitely like strong play in the snow. I think they can turn over the ball there. So definitely strong plays. Maybe
Yep.
Washington, like you said, and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Boom weeks, spike weeks.
Yeah, I saw a stat. Harbaugh's Chargers 13. I think it's like 13 and a half points allowed a game. Haven't seen that since 2011 Niners. Who was the coach?
Jim Harbaugh, yep.
Yeah. So pretty fire. Pretty fire. But yeah, no, those are the rankings. Week 12, 3 months into the league. It's crazy. 3 months into the season. Yeah, so, 4, 8, 12. Yep. That's good math. All right, GTP time.
Let's
GTP
get it.
time.
Let's get it.
GTP time. GTP
We
time.
got Quinn. I'm gonna ask you to pick a number 1 through 5, and we're gonna do it that way this week. We're gonna do number one. All right.
It was
all
his
right.
hat, Mr. Krabs.
So we're gonna go quarterback. Current quarterback 13. Average on the year 17.3 points per game. Total 190.38. Punctuation is important. Total points on the year. He's tied for 7th with 17 total touchdown passes. He's 7th. He has 7 picks to his name. Passing yards, he's 2,442, which is 11th, and it's also more than Mahomes. 241 for 380, so he has a 63% completion rate, and he's 2nd in passing attempts in the league, 5th in completions.
Geno Smith.
Good guess though. This quarterback, I'll give you maybe a couple more hints.
Okay.
13 rushing attempts on the season, so he barely runs 50 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, no touchdowns. But he doesn't have any data last year for me to compare.
Context clues, ladies and gentlemen. That would be Mr. May. No, that's not Drake May. Oh man, what the hell? All right, rookie quarterbacks. You got Jaden, Caleb, Drake. Didn't play last year. Who else is there? Who am I forgetting?
It also can be off of injury.
Oh, A-Rich.
Yeah.
A-Rich.
No, not. Well, who's A-Rich? Andy Richardson?
Yeah.
No.
I say he's not QB 13. That'd be too high.
AR is his initial, so that's what threw me off. AR?
Yeah.
AR. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh. I'm
Yeah,
like, no, you know
you're
when you
good.
said play last year, I was thinking of a rookie.
That's why
Yeah.
It's a curveball. It's a curveball.
Good call.
We're going to go.
Thanks, give me
Quinn,
13.
what you want? 4. Boom.
Gosh, that was embarrassing.
Currently, tight end 14, averages 7.46 points per game, total 67.10 points on the season, 32 targets, 25 receptions, 366 yards, 3 TDs, only 5 red zone touches. Last year, they were a bucket. They finished first at their position and tight end, finished 196 total points, average over 11.5 points per game, 120 targets, 86 receptions, 889 yards, 10 TDs, 15 red zone touches.
Sam Laporta.
Ball game. That's my guy.
Sam Laporta.
Quinn, what number we on, man? Number three. Current wide receiver 37. He's averaging 9.5 points per game. On the season, scored a total of 85.4 points on the season. 52 targets, 33 receptions for 490 yards, a touchdown. He has 27 rushing attempts for 79 yards, 1 touchdown, and 10 red zone touches on the year. Last year, he finished 8th at the position. Was averaging 14.25 points per game. Finished on the year with 213.5 total points. 89 targets, 60 receptions, 892 yards, 7 TDs, 37 rushing attempts for 225 and 5 TDs. So he had 6.1 yards per carry last year, 20 red zone touches.
Hebo.
It is Hebo. Definitely, I don't know what there's injuries or what with him, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, he just said on his pod that this is the most frustrating season he's ever
And
played.
he's boxing his teammates on television, but whatever. All right, Quinn, what are we on?
How many numbers you got?
2 or 5?
Go
2? All right. Current running back 15, averaging 12.8 points per game, just under 141 total points on the season. He is 18th in rushing attempts, sitting at 140 attempts on the year, 607 rushing yards. He's 19th in rushing yards, so he's top 20 in most statistics. He has 5 touchdowns on the year, and he was averaging 4.3 yards per carry. He has 44 targets, 35 catches for 207 yards, 2 TDs, 14 red zone touches. He also returns punts. He has 186 return yards, so that could be a hint for you. Last year, total was 46.5 points, only 44 attempts, 179 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 15 targets, 14 catches for 156 in a score, 1 red zone touch, 44 return yards. This one's going to be a stumper.
Returns punts. Madison.
But that's a great guess.
Nah,
But last year, Madison was actually, I feel like he was decent.
in Minnesota, I don't think he.
He didn't play last year, but he does this year. He's humming. A teammate of his got injured, so that's helped him recently. But he's got like a Darren's Bogo. Excuse me. He got like an Austin Eckler kind of story to him, like a not undrafted, but he might be undrafted. But yeah, he's made a name for himself, carved out a role, and he's been hooping this year, especially the last month. But that's all the hints you get.
Mondre?
No.
I'm gonna say I don't think
He's somebody from the mud. Like he just like think like Jalen Warren's like, but he's a little he's better.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Bigsby? No, he don't return punts.
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown.
Chase
He does
Brown.
return punts. That's a good call.
All right, last but not least, we got the current DST3 averaging 9.5 points per game, just under 94 total points on the year. They're 13th in yards allowed, so they're averaging 327 yards allowed per game, just under 17 points per game, which is fifth. They're first in defensive. They have one defensive and return touchdown, 25 sacks, which is 20th, but 14 picks, so they're second in the league. Tied for sixth with forced fumbles. Tied for fifth in fumble recoveries. 8 forced fumbles, 5 recovered. But they're second in total takeaways. So with those combined, just behind Green Bay. So that's my only hint with that. Last year, let me see. This year, passing yards allowed averaging 232 yards per game. Rushing yards not just under 95. Last year, let me see. They finished 24th at the position.
Wow.
107 total points last year, averaging under 6.3. They were allowing opponents 336 yards per game, 22 points per game. Finished with 41 sacks, 16 picks, 13 forced fumbles, and 7 fumble recoveries.
The Chargers.
Close. Good call. Good call, though. Good call. But they're on that mold. You're on the right track.
The right track as in the Rams?
Good guess, though. But a little higher. Better defense.
Is that a guess? I mean, a hint?
A little hint, yeah.
Vikings.
No. Why don't you lie?
Oh, Lions.
Yeah, the Lions.
I was singing the actual song. That's why.
I was like,
I'm like,
that's all right. He's not counting.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking the actual song.
It is Gucci.
But nah, we appreciate y'all. That's GTP. Another week, episode 8 in the books.
Yes, sir.
Keep locking in. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. Your boy Danny X.
Jared signing out. Shout out to F for stopping through.
Yeah,
comment,
shout out
like,
F.
subscribe. You know,
Sirski.
we looking at you. Shout out to Quinn too. It was his 30th, so we gonna give him a nice little shout out.
No, wait, 31.
31. I'm sorry,
That's
I'm
a
tripping.
Raheem Mostert.
Oh, he's a Raheem Mostert.
Priest Holmes.
Oh, we appreciate you. 31.
Klay Thompson.
Even bigger birthday. I like that.
Yes, Sirski.
So we gonna shout him out. He does a lot behind the scenes and in
Absolutely.
front of them cameras. So we appreciate you. But we're gonna get back with y'all. Stay tuned. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.